This didn't get a lot of attention, but Joe Biden's ghostwriter, we found out, deleted recordings of his interview with Biden even after he was alerted to the special counsel investigation. Now, sounds like obstruction? Well, they declined to press charges because they say he offered a plausible, innocent reason for why he deleted the recordings.
What I'm curious about is, can you say definitively whether or not the president or anyone else at the White House was in contact with his ghostwriter?
This is in the report. I mean, read the report. In the report, it says that they sought this, they looked into this, and that they didn't. So that's in the report.
They were not in
We're going to wrap this up. Good.
Why couldn't he just answer the question? He said, read the report, and I just asked you a question. Joining me now, Jonathan Turley, Fox News contributor, George Washington University law professor. Professor, this is interesting. I'm a former white-collar criminal defense attorney, so I hear about deleting evidence as an investigation is announced, and I think, whether it's bleach bit, blackberries, or smashing stuff with a hammer, or this, it certainly sounds bad.
Yeah, I'm a criminal defense attorney as well, and I would be very concerned about a client who was informed of a pending investigation and destroyed the key material evidence. The other interesting anomaly in this is that if they wanted to pursue this aggressively, as they did with the Trump investigations, we've seen prosecutors really pressure witnesses like this, saying that we may indict you for obstruction to get their cooperation, to see if they have more evidence to offer. Instead, they did what they did with the president. They sort of convinced themselves that there was no reason to seriously pursue criminal charges. And it's very hard to square with what the report says. This report establishes all of the elements of crimes. They could have easily, on these facts, charged the president with mishandling of classified material, willfully retaining classified material, showing that material to others. That should sound familiar, because those are dozens of counts against President Trump. And that's the reason why Hur had to go back to this. He's just too sympathetic to prosecute, because otherwise you're really left wondering, well, okay, why don't you say you should prosecute him after he leaves office?
Well, today also, to move on, President Trump asked the Supreme Court to further delay his trial in that election case in D.C. He's asking for a stay from that D.C. Appeals court ruling that says he does not have immunity from prosecution. What happens next, Jonathan, do you think?
Well, Laura, as you know, as a former Supreme Court clerk, this is going to go to the Chief Justice Roberts first. He could make this decision on the stay. It's highly unlikely. He'll extend this to all of his colleagues, and they'll have to make a decision. In my view, there really is ample reason to grant the stay on the procedural questions. The panel is really cutting off Trump from one of the options usually afforded to defendants to appeal. They're making it very difficult for him to seek what's called an in-bank appeal. And they're objecting to that and saying, we'd really like to have the same appellate process that other people are entitled to. The only complication here is to separate that from the merits of the immunity issue. There are going to be justices that are going to view Donald Trump's immunity claims as too sweeping. But when it comes to the procedural questions, I think that the former president is right. I think this is an unfair process.
An en banc hearing would be the entire panel of all the sitting judges on the D.C. circuit, which I don't know how many that is, 14, 15, I've lost track. But Professor, fascinating. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.